Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, hope everybody will be fit and fine. Today our investment topic is return relative. As you know that our previous lecture was about the calculation of the total returns, that how we can calculate the total returns. We also explain the total return with the practical example by this formula. We also solve this simple example as well. Now today our topic is return relative, but before going to explain this topic, I want to clarify one thing, that most of the students, they are confused in relative returns and return relative. These both relative returns and returns relative are different concepts. Relative returns, when we try to compare two returns, and if there is some standards is given, or when we try to compare two values with the standards, so that standards comparison returns with the two returns, that is called relative returns. For example, the two companies A and B returns, we compare with the standards returns. So that there are two companies A and B, you can say that X and Y. A company have their own returns, B company have their own returns. Now we are comparing the returns of company A and B with the standards returns, like with the market returns. Total, what is the standards market returns? So we compare the returns of company A and B. That this type of returns, that is called relative returns. But return relative, that is something else. Return relative is the total returns can be either positive or negative. As we discussed, that sometimes our total returns become the result of the total return, that is become positive, and sometimes negative. Look it here, if we looked out the returns here, total returns in 2003, that is minus 0.13, and here also for the 2007 the total return is minus 0.8. Simply if we looked out here the returns here means the difference between the previous year price and the current market price. So in 2003 the return is minus 11.60, and in 2007 minus 11.70. So return sometimes positive or negative as well as. For that purpose, we cumulating or compounding negative returns or problems. Okay, here we are cumulating all the returns. So these negative returns, they are creating problems. So a return relative solve the problems because it always positive. Keep in mind that return relative is always positive. Why positive? We will prove this practically. This is the formula that how we can how we can calculate the return relative. So CFT plus PE divided by PB, or second one formula is 1 plus total returns. So we will prove this. Yeah, we will calculate the return relative by using both the formulas practically. Dear students, return relative is when we add 1 with the total returns. Here look at this formula, i.e. 1 plus total returns. So this is called a return relative. Like look it, we here in our previous lecture, if you remember, we calculate the total return here. These are the total return yearly wise. So when we add 1 with the total returns 1, standard 1, so that is called what's return relative. Why? In order to eliminate the negative effects of the total returns. Sometimes we get the total return as a negative, as I told you that in 2003 and 2007. So we want to eliminate this negative effects. For elimination of this negative effect, we will add 1 with the total returns. When we want to change the negative value to positive, so we add the total returns TR with 1 to get the returns relative. So this return relative or is used in many functions for geometric means, for arithmetics means. We are using this one. Over there we need positive value. So the return relative main aim is just only what, that we want to get positive value. Look at how we will calculate the returns relative. So look at here for the 2001, the total return is 0.20. We can express also this in the percentage form. So 20%, this is 0.16, 16%, this is 0.13 minus 0.13 means the price, current market price depreciate as compared to 2002, because in 2002 the price was 61.20 of the security. Now the current market price of that same security is 49.60. It means that depreciation taken place, या devaluation, या decrease in price taken place here. That's why return is negative, 0.13. So if we express this in percentage form, that will be 13%. Means 13% the depreciation taken place in the price. This is 0.19, total return positive, so 19%, 9.80, 9.80%, 0.31. So here again in 2007 0.08, so negative. Here if we compare the prices, so 2006 price is $75.50, 2007 price is $63.80. So it means that the price is decreased 0.80. Now these two values here in the total returns, that is negative. So we want to convert these total returns to relative returns relative. Clear? So return relative here, how we can do this is equal sign 1 plus this total returns and enter. So that is equals to 1.20 total returns, 1.20. when we dragging down these up to this one, so look at here, all the value 1.20, 1.16, this negative now 0.87 less than 1 means here this is 10.80, this is 1.31, this is again negative value 0.0, so their return relative is 0.92, depreciation less than 1, and the rest of value is more than 1. So when we interpret the returns relative, so how we can interpret now these returns relative, that we are comparing all the value in the returns relative with the standards one. So look at here, I will write here this, we are comparing all the value with the standards one. Here 1.20, so 1.20 means that the returns by investing $1 after 1 year will give us 1.20, 0.20 more will give us, and similarly in 2002 value is 1.16. So 1.16, it shows that the returns which we generate is more than 1. Comparatively, on every each dollar we getting the returns positive 0.16. But here in 2003, when we compare this relative returns relative with 1, so this is less than 1. So it shows that by investing $1, comparatively every dollar or each dollars we are getting a negative returns of 0.13, less than 1. So look at here, we are comparing all the returns relative values with the standards 1. So if the value, the returns relative RR, note it, if the RR is more than 1, so it shows the positive increase in appreciation in the price as well as in the dividends, the total returns are positively increasing. And if that is less than 1, so it means that here comparatively on each and every dollars we get less than 1. We can also calculate the returns relative by this another one formula is, you see that 1 plus total returns. Yeah, we can use this formula CFT, that is cash flow at time t. So it shows the dividends or interest. If we make the bonds in returns we want to calculate, so then that will be interest, and if we calculate the stock returns, so this CFT will be dividends, plus PE divided by PB. PE is the current price and PB is the old price. Now we calculate this. How? So CFT here, the dividends, cash flow, CFT, just a minute, bracket start, CFT dividend. How much dividends we get in the 2001? 2.70 plus PE. PE is the earliest price. Yeah, we can say that the price of current price. So current price is 55.30 divided by earliest price, yeah, previous old price. P is new price, PB is old price, this one, and we enter it. So, and now look it. So if you looked out, both the columns, they are same, give the same value. We can calculate the returns relative by adding 1 with the total returns. Like look at here, we add 1 1 1 with this column, total returns column, so we will get the returns relative. Or we can use the formula that dividends are interest plus new price divided by old price. So in this two way we can calculate the returns relative. So dear students, I hope you will understand the returns relative concept, that why we are calculating the returns relative. Only and only one thing, that to finding out to convert all the returns, negative returns to positive, so we are using the returns relative concepts. Our next topic, that is measuring the returns. So to measure the level of the wealth created by an investment rather than the change in the wealth needs to cumulate returns over a period of time. That is called cumulative wealth index. Through by cumulative wealth index we can calculate the returns. What is cumulative returns? Cumulative wealth index. So look it here. In 2000 we buy a stock on 48.50, and let's suppose I keep this stock till 2008, yeah, 2007 or 2006. Now I want to calculate that the total returns in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, how much returns we are get. How much is the total value now, total wealth of that $48.50? Means that the 48.5, we paid 48.50 for one stock in 2000. Now in 2006, till 2006 we keep this stock. So the value of this, the wealth of this 48.50 increased to how much amount? This is called what's the cumulative wealth index concepts. Like how to compute the wealth. For example, we make an investment in the 2000, 48.508, as I said it, and now we want to compute the wealth in the 2005, let's suppose, or let's suppose in 2000 we can also take a standard value of $1. Mostly we are compare with $1. Let's suppose in 2000 we make the investment of $1. Clear? How much? $1 in 2000. Now till 2005 I keep that security which was I purchased in the 2000 on $1. So now this $1 investment, how much that is increased it till 2005. So we are using the cumulative wealth index concepts. Look at this is the formula, cumulative wealth index, CWIN, at nth time. Nth period of time means like 2001, to 2006, 2007, 2008, whatever is the time period, is equals to WI wealth index at time 0 into 1 plus total returns TR1 into 1 plus TR2 total return at second year, second period of time, into 1 plus TR raised to the power n. Now look at this formula. I want to copy it. Look at dear students, this is the formula. 1 plus TR1 into 1 plus TR2. 1 plus TR, here we can also write that this area 1 plus TR, that is what? That is our returned relative. If we looked out here, this and this is our RR. If you remember, we calculate 1 plus total return. So this is our what? This is our RR. Similarly, this is our RR at time second year, second month, second period of time. This is for the nth period of time, our RR, up to which year we can calculate it. So we can write this formula is that WI naught wealth index at time 0, how much we invested. WI means at which time we, at 0 time we are going to make investment. And 1 plus TR, instead of 1 plus TR, we can say that we can write the RR1, RR second, RR2, RR3, RR nth. We can also write this one. Now look at here. If we look it out, this is here. I would like to explain this, the elements of the formula, then we will move towards the calculations. So CWIN means CW here. I, C stand for cumulative, W stand for wealth, and I stand for index. At the end of the period, here N is written, so nth time period, maybe 2 years, 2 months, whatever, 4, 5, 6, whatever. WI0, the beginning index value, we can say that wealth index at the time 0. Like look at, today I buy a stock and give $5, purchase it on $5. So that $5 is my what? WI0. And typically here in the question we take a standard value $1. With the standard value $1, we make the comparison and then multiplied that, the value which is taken from the calculation of the $1, we multiplied by how much investment we made. Later on I will practically show you. Acha, the third one, TR1 up to N. So the period total returns in the decimal form, when added to 1, they becomes returns relative. So when with the total returns we take, but as I told you that total returns will always be in percentage form. So first we will convert those total returns to decimal form, then we will add 1 with that total returns. And so we know that when 1 we add with the total return, so that will becomes returns relative. Clear now? So this is the formulas which I explained it. Now we will move towards here. Look at, is it the formula says that $1 we will take as a standards. So look at here, how much here is my total returns. This is our total return. 0.20, clear, 0.16, 0. minus 1. So now when I make the calculation, so I convert this total returns to returns relative. Already I convert this one. Now here cumulative index, wealth index, I want to calculate from 2000 to 2006. From here, from 2000 to 2006, I want to calculate the cumulative index, wealth index. Now look at cumulative wealth index from 2000 to 2006 I want to calculate. So WI0, I take standard 1. First we will calculate on $1, then how much money we make the investment, we multiplied that amount to find out the total wealth up to that period of time. So look at in 2000, suppose that I make investment of $1. Now in 2006 I calculate the total wealth index of this $1, that how much is the value of this $1 after 6 years. In what is the value of this $1 in 2006? This is the formula CWI, cumulative wealth index from 2000 to 2006. WI0 here is $1. I take wealth index 8 times 0, $1, then 1 plus total return TR1, that is 1.10. I took this value from the return relative here. 1 plus return relative is equals to 1 plus TR. So 1.20, this one, multiplied by here 1 plus TR2. So 1 plus TR2 is equals to 1.16. 1.16 here multiplied by 1 plus TR3. 1 plus TR3 is that is equals to 1. Just a minute. Okay, sorry, this is not 1, this is 0.87, so I am going to change it. Okay, 0.87, 0.87 multiplied by 1.19. Okay, this is 1.19 multiplied by 1.18 and then 1.13. 1.13 means up to 2006 we calculate the return relative. We put the value in the cumulative weighted index formula, this formula here. In this case n is 6 now. Now look at, if I put this equal sign and enter, so that will be equals to 2.22. It means that it shows that date of when I make investment of $1 in 2000. So in 2002 the value of $1 will be increased to 2.2277. Clear? So if here, if I put this value, look at to the 2 point, how much is the value for $1 investment? That is this value. This is for the $1 investment, that we find out the value of 2.22, this one. Now look at, if I make investment of here, how much? 48.50. Clear? I am calculating for only one. stock 48.50. So now what will be the value of this 48.5 in 2006? So for $1 increase is 2.22. So what will be the value of 48? Clear? So now 48, I will calculate here like this one, that 48.50 multiplied by now this amount. When we put it, it means that the $48 will be equals to 108.043. Yeah, simply we can say that 108.05. This will be the value after 6 years. And it means the cumulative returns, yeah, cumulative weighted index of the 48.5 after 6 years will be 108. So if look it, if I make the how much, let's suppose in 2000 I make investment of $50,000. So if in 2000 $1 is increased in 6 years to from 1 to 2.22. So how much will be the value of 50,000 if I make investment of 50,000 here? Look at this in 2000 if I make the investment. So what will be the value of this 50,000 after 6 years in 2006? If I make the investment of this in 2000 and the 50,000, if I make investment in 2000, so what will be the value of this $50,000 in 2006? Now I will calculate it simply. Look it, for the 50,000 multiplied by this value. So that is equals to $1,11,385.53. That will be the total cumulative wealth index of 50,000 after 6 years. So it means that if we invest 50,000 in the year 2000, so till 2006 it will be $1,11,385.53. Clear? Look at this was the manual calculation of this formula, that in we calculate this value here. We can also calculate this value for in the direct Excel form as well as. So cumulative wealth index, I will copy this here and will be cumulative V. Cumulative wealth we will write is equals to sign product. Now product so you can also calculate this by Excel way. Put is equals to sign, then write product and then take the returns relative value up to which years you are wanting here, like in 2006 until 2006. So we will put these value up to 2006, then enter it. Directly we will calculate and the same value we will get. This was the calculation of a cumulative weighted index. That what is cumulative weighted index? So cumulative weighted index means that if we make investment and keep those investment for some specific period of time, we receive the dividend and price appreciation or depreciation. So after some period of time, what will be the wealth, what will be the value of that investment, that is called cumulative wealth index. Cumulative wealth and total returns. So note that the value for the cumulative wealth index can be used to calculate the rate of the returns for the given period of time using the following. We can also use this formula, that total returns at nth time is equals to cumulative weighted index up to n divided by cumulative weighted index up to n minus 1 minus 1. This formula we can use to calculate the total returns. We also use the total returns formula already we calculated. So, you can also use this one like CW of I n divided by CW I n minus 1, and after that we will subtract minus 1. Like look at, I will give you here, let us suppose 2006 we calculate. So, up to 2006 this is our CW of I n divided by CW I n minus 1. So, 1 n minus 1. So, n minus 1 means after till 5 years. So, 6 year relative returns divided by 5 years relative returns minus 1. So, in this way we can calculate the total return here. So, dear students, hope you will understand this, that how we can calculate the total or cumulative wealth and why we are calculating the relative returns, returns relative. So, if you have any questions, so you can put your question in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, you can directly ask from me. Inshallah, hope you will understand this one. We will be in next class with the new topic. Till then, Allah Hafiz.